So welcome to Liberation Day. The message from the White House as US President Donald Trump is set to announce a barrage of what he describes as reciprocal tariffs, which will fall, though, on friend and foe alike. After weeks of White House hype and public anxiety, Liberation Day will a bid to boost US manufacturing and punish other countries for what he sees as years of unfair trade practices. But many economists warning that the move threatens to plunge the world economy, including the US's, into a downturn, as well as mangling decades-old alliances. Well, Charles Pellegrin, our business editor, is joining me here on set. Charles, bring us up to date with the latest on this then.
Well, observers and investors alike just looking forward to having a bit of clarity on what policies will be enacted as of right now. There are a few different options as to how these reciprocal tariffs could be applied. The first one, which is the one that's been signaled the most, is that every country trading with the US will face its own customized tariff rate based on the tariffs it imposes itself, as well as other non-tariff trade barriers, which the US judges to be discriminating. The second one would be a tiered tariff system with limited sets of flat rates, for instance, with some countries facing a 10% tariff and the highest offenders facing a 20% tariff. The US has singled out previously the European Union, Japan, India, and Canada. And finally, there have also been some reports suggesting the administration is thinking of applying a global flat rate of 20% for all countries. Treasury Secretary Scott Bessent has said that these rates would be caps, meaning that they will be at the highest level they can go and countries can work their way down. Well, for more on this, we're joined on set by Anne-Marie Idrac. She's the president of France Logistique, a French trade association, which brings together the businesses that form the country's supply chain. She was also previously France's Secretary of State in charge of foreign commerce between 2008 and 2010. Thank you so much for speaking with us.
Thank you.
I want to start with these various types or options of tariffs that could be applied. What are you expecting will happen come this evening?
Yeah. First, one word about what is logistic. What are we talking about? We are talking about the arts to bring things, goods, right goods to the good places in due time and in best conditions. So, of course, all of these organizations with very complex processes are determined globally by the trade and the trade conditions. Well, what you said is that it is very, very uncertain. We don't know. Maybe even the White House doesn't know exactly what will happen. And this, of course, is by itself a problem because uncertainty creates costs and creates reluctance to invest and to trade and to develop business. And in addition to these questions about the duties, the trade duties, there is also questions about the standard world, because it is also very important to have fluidity and facility in the way standards are accepted between various countries. And if there is a standard world in addition to duty war, it will be more and more complexity. And of course, logistic people will do, they did during the COVID crisis, will cope with any type of complexity. But it will be longer and it will be, of course, costly for everybody.
The European Union has said that they are ready to retaliate, but that they favor a negotiated solution. Negotiations have been taking place with potential promises to buy more soybeans or liquefied natural gas to sort of try and rebalance the trade deficit with the United States. Do you still believe in a negotiated solution? And if so, how long do you think it would take?
I think that all these things won't be stabilized before months, I say. Because even in the States, as you said, they don't know exactly what they want. And the business people in the various states and in the various sectors of the American economy maybe will react and they will try to have better conditions and so on. So unfortunately, it is the beginning of a very complex and chaotic process, I think, inside the States and in the various discussions, because you are talking about the discussions between the European Union and the States, but all other countries are trying, well, to manage what is the best for their countries. It is the case for India, for Japan, and so on. So unfortunately, I think that the country, the landscape will be well, complicated and difficult during months, and with a go and stop in the way it will work.
Is there, have you considered the worst case scenario that Donald Trump is actually enacting these tariffs with no intention of ever removing them, that he wants to completely overhaul the global trading system and build up a protectionist economy? And what have you planned if that is a scenario that will happen?
Oh, of course, it will be, well, the worst scenario for all world economy. And we never saw that for, well, for decades and even many decades. Well, the result will be of course, destroy of employment, increase of inflation and prices, and complexity, difficulty for everybody, for every business. So we can't have satisfaction about that. So that's why, of course, France and other European countries and the European Union as a whole will try to find the best ways to cope. And there is reaction, but also what can we do ourselves? We have to innovate, to be strong in innovation, in resilience of our economy, of our industries, and also to be well flexible in order to adapt to all of that. I often say that it could be a new European IRA. Innovation, resilience, and adaptation as a sort of answer to the American IRA.
Yes, the Inflation Reduction Act.
Yes.
Anne-Marie Idrac, thank you so much for sharing your insights. You are the president of France Logistique. Thanks for being on France 24.
Thank you very much.
Back to you, Stuart.
Sean, thanks very much. Charles Pellegrin, our business editor, and Anne-Marie Idrac, thanks very much again. Now it is